And we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 11th.
January 11th.
Holy smokes.
It's going by fast.
I lose track of the days. We've had such a freaking crazy few days.
I think that's why.
Yesterday, we weren't here.
Yesterday, we weren't here due to
power issues,
right?
In
Power.
the studio. And we went live yesterday, midday, to give storm updates, but we're back in studio today, so that's exciting.
And that was pretty cool. We got Paso Robles fire chief Jonathan Stornetta on, along with Templeton fire chief Tom Peterson.
Templeton Fire Chief Tom Peterson came on and gave us kind of their update of what's going on. And yeah, I mean, they've seen an active week of, let's think about it this way. Friday, we were hanging out. Nobody knew this was coming.
No.
I mean, we kind of knew that we were getting weather, but it was like all of the sudden, California is 90% of the population is in flood watch right now in California. Like
shut down, road closures, road decimated.
Oh,
I mean, everything. Power outage. We were out yesterday, and PG&E is out in force. It looks like the military out there, going down martial law. It's just crazy.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
We've got a lot of stories to cover this morning, both locally and nationally, and it's one of those days where you kind of want to move forward and not continue to hash out the stuff that we've been hashing out for the last few days. But the reality is that there's a lot of stuff that's still kind of like floating out there and literally
floating out there.
And there's a lot of people still in danger. And the biggest story, I think, of our area right now is the search for the missing 5-year-old boy, Kyle Doan. And
that's tragic.
There he is right there, age 5, short, dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes, 4 foot tall, 52 pounds. And he's last seen wearing, I'm assuming, that jacket, the puffer jacket with the red liner and the blue jeans and gray Nikes. And so, I mean, as you know it, Randy, explain kind of the circumstances, how you've heard of what went down and how he's in this predicament.
Apparently they were on their way to school, crossing over the road that parallels with Camp Roberts and Hunter Liggett. And so it's out Wilsona Road, out by Rabbit Ridge. And that was the creek that typically is not deep, doesn't even run.
And that's San Marcos Creek,
San Marcos Creek, correct.
There's a little dip that goes through a dry riverbed or a dry creek bed.
Yeah. And so from what I understand is somewhere along the line, whether it's that or whether somewhere, I mean, we are everywhere is a creek or a river right now.
Yeah.
But tried crossing it and truck got stalled out or whatever, flipped over. And evidently this young man was washed out.
And so there were, I did read there were some bystanders that witnessed it and were able to pull the mom to safety.
Right.
And Kyle was just caught up in that current and taken downstream, and they were unable to get him.
But you also got to understand, is everybody, it's like, hey, how can he not be found yet? How can he not be found? But this creek is, if you've ever been out there and you've kind of driven the road out there between that and I mean, it's valleys. It's valleys. So if the river at its top capacity, according to Chief Stornetta yesterday, was 32 feet, okay, you can only imagine what these little creeks that have, 30, 40, 50 foot embankments on each side, I mean, so this is just, and it's still up. It's not like, it's not back down. It's still very, very, very deep. And so the brush, the debris, you got years and years of fence and car parts and everything, just
everything and
anything
thrown in that dry creek
Absolutely.
bed. And that dry creek bed flushes into the Salinas River, which flows northward and goes from Santa Margarita Lake all the way over to Watsonville, Salinas area, and dumps into the Pacific there. And so it's 179 miles or something like that.
from Margarita to, and I mean, yeah, that's,
and you've got all these inlets coming into that,
everything.
All up and down that river. And so the search for him continues. The sheriff's department, as of yesterday, did continue their search and rescue operations. There was a group of private citizens that were organizing some type of search operation that were meeting up at Rabbit Ridge, and I haven't heard any update on the status of that. I'm sure they're still at it. And
Yeah,
Mom actually took to social media yesterday and posted something she posted from her husband's account. I know it's a long shot. Our hearts are broken. This is Lindsay Doan posting from my husband's account. My son and I were in a bad accident yesterday on San Marcos Road. He has not been found. Our hearts are broken. The river is fast moving. Everyone's searching in San Miguel, but I'm so afraid that if he's in Monterey County, the rainstorms are coming. They're scaring me. He's without food, shelter. He's only 5 years old. If anyone sees him, please contact 911. If he is ashore, please stay with him. We are at a loss. I don't currently have my cell phone or purse, as they've all been pulled into the river. My car flipped upside down and is also slowly moving in the river. Well, this is a scary thing. I only care about Kyle. I did hear that the car was recovered. Did you hear that?
I have not.
Okay. Producer Eric, did you say something to that effect?
I could find out.
I thought that they had said that the car was recovered, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I believe that he was also, Brian, which is the father, is a teacher at the school as well.
Okay.
So I would imagine that when we say, some people, search and rescue, kind of getting together, I can imagine the massive effort, because I know, Brandon with Paso, Protect Paso is, kind of pushing that,
Sure.
So, I mean, I can imagine that there's a lot of people out there.
Let's ask if anybody's out there watching, if you guys have heard or seen anything in regards to the car being found. I don't know where I heard that report, so we're going to try to see if we can.
I don't see anything on the Facebook page.
Okay. All right. Well, so you got to think that kids are resilient, and it's funny, we're born with these inherent this inherent ability to survive, right? And so, while the conditions are probably crazy and rough, the human being is a fascinating specimen that can survive a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
And so let's pray and hope that his survival instincts have kind of taken over, and
hopefully he's somewhere on the side, just scared and waiting for that right person to come up and find him.
Or he's in the middle of the river on a perch hanging on to,
and that very well could be too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that could be. I mean, have you seen that river? That river is insane.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And if that's the case, if he did, kind of make it down to the Salinas, and I mean, turn left, I mean, that thing's what, yards, 100 yards, 200 yards wide.
Yeah,
it's insane.
No, it's a big one, and it's caused a lot of distress up and down our county, with animals being stranded and cars being in the river, and homeless people that are living in the riverbed being displaced.
Did they ever get that horse out of the river?
I don't know.
So there was a horse.
I kept looking at the picture and I thought it was a bear.
Yeah,
they chupacabra or something. It was like,
so in the South County, they had those 3 horses that were in the pen.
Okay, and
they were up to their necks. But up here also, somebody had posted, say, hey, what about the horse in the Salinas River stuck? So there was horses stuck in the river. There was cattle stuck in mud that people were requesting and reaching out to get backhoes and whatnot to to pull them out of the mud.
I did hear about that too.
So
what that reminds me of, though? Remember in 1883, and we're all 3 of us in studio have this man crush on Taylor Sheridan at this point because of everything that he's created, and we're gonna devote like entire days to talking about the awesomeness of Taylor Sheridan. But
He's done a lot of cool stuff.
remember in 1883 when they had to cross the river?
Yep.
And we're watching at home going, what's the big deal? It's a freaking river. Just go.
Yeah.
Those things are powerful.
Well, yeah. I mean, going across there with the horses and with the wagons. I mean, and that's a little different because those wagons don't weigh much, especially when you get into water. And that's what people need to realize too, is when you get into water, and we were watching that when we were in Atascadero, watching, cars go across, big puddles and big rivers. And as soon as they become into that water, the weight distribution changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything. I mean, that's why, you can lift things and move things in the water because it's so light, but that's what happens with these cars is people think, okay, my car's, half ton, 2 ton, whatever it is. And then as soon as you go into that water, it becomes buoyant. And then everything happens. It starts pulling and flipping and turning and moving you downstream. So,
well, we had
crazy.
We drove 2 days ago on Templeton Road, and you guys went through the same puddles that I did. And it was a little suspect in some spots because that stuff was coming off all those ranches, just dumping into the river. And over by one of the wineries, Clessy. I mean, it was just completely washed out. So, yeah, I mean, you're driving your small car through there thinking, okay, do I gas it? Do I go slow?
Right. Well, now you think about for the next 2 days. So the next 2 days we have no rain, supposedly, allegedly.
Allegedly.
So allegedly it was supposed to stop yesterday at 1:00.
Although right now it says it's drizzling on my thing.
Perfect.
Is it drizzling where we are?
It's never going to stop.
No,
it's never going to stop. But now what's going to happen is all these trees are so heavy from the water. This ground is so wet and so loose. I mean, I had a tree yesterday just fall off the side of the mountain across the road.
You posted a picture. You texted us a picture. Was that in your driveway?
That was across. We have an easement up to our house that goes up to the water tank.
Oh, that was one.
Yeah, and so it just fell across the easement. Mm-hmm. So fortunately, it was Templeton Community Service.
Oh, they came over and they handled it.
Well, because it's a road that goes up to the tank, so they take responsibility of that, which is pretty cool. So they came out there with guys with chainsaws and backhoes, and they had that thing, taken down and moved to the side in a matter of 2 hours.
Did you do the redneck thing and be like, "Hey, man, I'll take that firewood"?
My son did. Yeah, and then my son-in-law. But I knew it. But they're not going to take it anyways. I mean, they're going to have these county workers, city workers. They're going to have so much wood, so much down. I mean,
she said.
People are going to be. Well, what are you, 12? Yeah. They're going to have so much wood out there that it's going to be crazy. Yeah. You can go around and it's all public property.
Wow.
So
it's I have one tree down on my property, and it's a little sad tree. I kind of knew it was on its last leg, but there was just no root system left, and it just toppled. So I have to figure out how to get that out in a little bit, but. Yeah, so
it's crazy.
We'll continue to keep.
So what do we got? So we got Santa Margarita is 110%.
Yeah,
and it's overflowing, which is flowing into the Salinas River.
Let me pull up the data.
Where is Nacimiento? So we were out there yesterday at Lake Nacimiento. Eric and I went out to Heritage.
Okay,
and it says 69%.
Do you want to talk Nacimiento real quick?
Sure.
Let me pull that one up.
69% is what they have on the list as the lake being. I'm 100% positive it is more than 69%.
So I'm on County of Monterey, or I'm sorry, waterdata.usgs.gov. And this is showing me, as of right now, 780 feet is where the water level is at. If that means anything to you, you want a percentage?
Yeah, no, they had that listed yesterday at 69%. But I mean, you got over there, the coast is just dumping water into the mouth of the lake. So, I mean, it's raising. Yesterday we were out there, it was pouring down, the water's coming up.
Yeah.
The coves, docks are floating, just randomly floating out in the lake. So right there around that right-hand corner. So up there at the top, if you've ever been out to Heritage, so that's the pass coming down to the lake, to the marina up in the right-hand corner. So then you loop around to the left and you come down through the campgrounds and whatnot. This water right here, or this area, this channel right here, has not had water in this in 10 years.
Really?
So, yeah. And so this is only going to get higher. We're at the very peak. If Heritage Ranch, the peak area, which drops down probably 40 feet down where we were just at last weekend before last.
Yep.
It's insane, and it's coming up fast. Like I said, boats are floating out there because everybody left their boats and their docks on the shore. There's a lot of the docks have been up the side of the mountain from the drought. And so most of these dock owners are out of town and they're not local, so they don't maintain them. But, the water come up like these docks right here. There's a dock around the corner, that bend over there that's just randomly floating. It's just a rogue dock. When we were at that peak, Eric, can you go back to the peak one? The peak, the other one we don't have that one. But the other peak where we were at had the docks for the boats. And they're just pushing those things out, just because the water is just coming up so fast, so quick. So pretty crazy.
If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, every once in a while, Randy will post Instagram reels on the What's Up North County profile. It's at What's Up North County. And Randy did this reel yesterday. It cracked me up.
Which one? Oh, the one my daughter was like,
no, you're hiding behind a stop sign.
Oh.
And then you went, "What's up, North County?" or something like that. Yeah. So
we're here at Nosmita Lake.
Yeah, be sure to follow Randy and What's Up North County on Instagram. It's comedy. Well, that's cool that you guys made it out there. The Salinas River Dam, which is or this reservoir, is in Santa Margarita Lake.
Right.
That's at 112% capacity right now.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. 3 minutes ago.
Do we have the picture of the marina, Eric, by chance?
Santa Margarita.
Uh-huh.
I can get it if you want.
That is, so they started evacuating. So they kind of knew that I think everybody did. But they didn't know the magnitude of what was going to hit us.
Yep.
As far as the amount of water. But so they started evacuating like a day beforehand, right there. And so they started evacuating a day beforehand. And if you've ever been out there, well, right there in that little tree gulf right over there, there's not supposed to be water around the marina like that.
Right.
So,
wow.
And that's 100. Would you say 112%?
112%.
Wow.
The parking lot's overfilled.
Yeah, the parking lot. I mean, it's
insanity.
It's pretty crazy.
Insanity.
And like I said, so the water is just rushing out of there, which is feeding the Salinas River, which is probably another reason why the river's not receding like Chief Stornetta was hoping.
Well, so the storms have caused quite a bit, obviously. 17 deaths are counted so far.
In the county here?
No, in California.
Okay.
400 to 600% above average rainfall values so far this year since last month. 90% of the state's population is under a flood watch.
Jeez.
And there's another storm coming in.
Another storm
is coming in, and so that's
what did they say? So they 19 back-to-back storms. 19 that's why they call it the cyclone.
There's the Doppler. Is that called a Doppler? I just made that up.
Radar.
I like that. I like that. The Wunsch Doppler. The Wunsch Doppler.
So there's a picture of the Pacific with the storms rolling in. That's current. And
so that one right over there, that's the next big one.
Yeah.
The one on the left side of the North Pacific Ocean.
Well, it's interesting that this atmospheric river is causing these almost hurricane-like kind of funnel winds that are happening, right?
Right.
These winds, it went from 0 to 30 miles an hour yesterday to 15 to 35, like back and forth.
I wish I would have, after you just said that, I wish I would have got the person who said this. But yesterday I saw a post that somebody said that they are 100% positive they were hit by a tornado.
Oh, I did see that.
That
Somebody
they got,
posted that.
yeah, that these winds just got fierce and fast, and it was quick. And I believe that.
That's crazy.
I believe that.
Yeah.
We have some wicked weather right now. I guess there was lightning yesterday. Was it yesterday?
I saw lightning yesterday,
and thunder when we were doing our live, our reporting.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a real storm. It's actually a real winter in California, shockingly.
it's a real something.
So real quick, the outlook on the weather, and we'll come back to it, but today and tomorrow, cloudy skies, 50s or low 60s, rain back into the mix Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
It looks like Tuesday is clear with clouds for right now.
And these forecasts have been tracking either a day behind or a day early, but as of right now, we do have drizzles this morning in certain parts of the county. We're feeling it here a little,
and these things change like literally on the button.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I have like rain throughout the next year.
Yeah.
It says.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to other big national news real quick. We'll come back to the storm and update everybody. But the other big story happening this morning, which is crazy, is thousands and thousands of flights are canceled because of an FAA outage, computer outage. They're not sure if it's a terrorist attack or what's going on, but it's causing disruptions across the United States. Thousands of flights and cancellations. Early Wednesday morning, computer outage led to grounding order for all departing aircraft. All departing aircraft. Every single flight in the U.S. grounded. The FAA is working to restore what is known as the Notice to Air Mission System. Okay. Before commencing a flight, pilots are required to consult NOTAMs, N-O-T-A-M-S, or Notices to Air Missions, which list potential adverse impacts on flights, from one-way construction to potential icing. The system used to be telephone-based, but with pilots dedicated flight service stations for the information, but now they've moved online. And so I'm getting all this from the AP. The AP just broke this story about a half hour ago. White House is initially saying there's no evidence of a cyber attack. And so we are staying on top of this. Okay. And then the order was lifted here shortly after, but we still have tons of delays and cancellations. So it looks like there was a grounding, a halt. They've lifted it, but there's still delays and cancellations, and it's thousands and thousands of travelers and flights that are just in mass chaos across the country.
This has nothing to do with the Southwest Airlines bottled a couple weeks ago.
Separate.
Okay.
Yeah. Nearly 5,000 flights delayed, almost 900 canceled by 7 o'clock this morning. So that was the biggest news story of the morning coming out of the AP. Crazy.
Wow, that is crazy. That's okay. It doesn't affect me at all.
Do you have any travel plans coming up?
Not in an airplane.
I'm flying next weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're going out to Minneapolis. So
no airplane rides for me. I am not an airplane aviation kind of guy.
Have you ever been in a plane?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been in a plane, a couple times. But
yeah.
It's not my fun experience.
You don't like to travel?
I like to travel. I don't like to travel by air. There's a certain excitement that kind of engulfs my body when I'm on an airplane.
Oh, okay.
And so.
Yeah. Do you ever have dreams of going to see far off lands like Europe and Asia?
Nope.
And
if I can get there by a boat, or that's it, or drive. That's
serious.
Yep.
Hawaii.
I've been there.
You've been to Hawaii.
I've been to Hawaii. Yeah, that was the most. That was.
How many rum and cokes did you have on the flight?
How many rum and cokes?
Or
so
you had to medicate yourself. I'm sure.
I was already pre-medicated before I got there.
Okay.
So I think our flight was supposed to be like at 10 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
And so I drank Bloody Marys all the way up there. And this was our first big flight. What is it? What is that? Like 6 hours or something like that?
Yeah.
And so thank the Lord that the plane was delayed by another 2 hours.
So you were able to throw back.
So we went.
more.
Yeah, we went to the bar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a rough ride.
And they let you on the plane.
They let me on the plane, and we got we got on the plane, and I don't know. My wife has a.
I've been
funny
around
story.
you when you've been a little intoxicated, and you're a happy guy,
Yeah.
and you talk a lot, and you smile.
Yep.
And
the best
but
part
is there
was
a turning point.
I passed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I passed out.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, I was done. The stewardess wouldn't serve me though. She wouldn't serve me any more alcohol.
They're called flight attendants.
Flight attendants, whatever.
2023.
So, but my wife was able to give me hers.
Yeah.
So, and that basically put the icing on the cake, and I was night for the next whatever hours. But then I woke up as we were coming into Hawaii and got out of the plane and had all you could eat. No, I was still in happy time.
Okay, good.
But came into the flight, came out of the flight, walked down in the airport, and then we went to the hotel and had all you can eat crab legs. I was in heaven.
Dude.
And then let me tell you another funny story. So I kept going off of that, right? So continue with my hydration. Okay, we went to my in-laws' house in Hawaii that they just built. I'd never been there before.
Yeah.
And so I don't really remember getting there.
Were you wearing a cowboy hat?
I don't recall what anything was. I don't recall getting there. I don't recall. All I know is I woke up and I was like, where am I? That was my first thought. I was like looking around, turn the lights on. Nobody's in there. I, walked out into the living room. I couldn't find anybody.
So you blacked out.
Well, yeah. So, but I went to bed. They put me in the guest room. But the craziest thing was I didn't know where there was doors everywhere, and I didn't know where any of them led to. So, anyways, that was my Hawaii story.
How's your dry January going?
Man, yesterday was very challenging, man.
Did you make it?
I did, but it's been challenging. I think I'm out of the woods. Let's see, it's Wednesday now, so I think I'm out of the woods.
This is day 11 for me.
Yeah.
This is day 10 for you.
Yeah, it's well, no, it's
day 9.
It's day 9.
So you drank on the first and the second?
The second you have to. Well, because the first
you don't have
wait,
to.
which day was Sunday? Sunday.
The first.
Sunday was the first.
Yep.
Okay. So then Monday was technically a observed holiday.
Oh, so you drank on the second.
I had to, just in observance of the national holiday.
Got it.
So I carried that on to Monday into the second. So I officially started on the third.
Okay. So you're hanging in there, though.
Hanging in there, getting all the food right.
Good.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm down. Let's see. Eric, I was on the scale at 201 when we weighed in.
I think so, yeah.
I weighed in at 194 this morning.
Really?
Yeah. I'm feeling really good, and yeah.
That's going to be all that water, all that, because you've cut out salt. So you're
moving. No, I'm still doing salt. Cut out all sugar.
Yeah.
Processed foods. My blood pressure's down. Remember, my blood pressure was at 190 over 130.
Yeah.
It was at 155 over 90 2 days ago. So
that's good.
It's dropping down. It's still a little high, but it's getting there.
You got to, like I said, you got a moderation of things. But what I like about is so during the week time, as soon as you come home, like you said, you kind of crack open a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but I crack open a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Have some rum and cokes, and sit there and have a little fun. Now it's like, okay, so it kind of changes the dynamics at nighttime when you get home from work. So it's like, okay, do I need to go home right now? Because otherwise I'd be just going home and drinking. But now I can stay, do a little work, But
I think I'll just go home and drink. Yeah.
Yeah. Now
totally.
it's a song.
That is a song.
But
I know.
But the food, the food part of it is good. So I want to do a cauliflower pizza.
Oh, dude, they're so good.
I want to make it from scratch.
Yeah, no.
Can you make the dough?
Probably. I don't know how, but I mean,
somebody's got
I would just go to Trader Joe's and buy the dough.
I know, but you got to take up time.
Done.
How you got to absorb time of the evening, so that way you go to bed and wake up the next day and do it all over again.
You got to use egg whites to bind it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what somebody says?
No, that's what I say.
Oh.
Eric, is our producer Emerald Agassi back there?
Yeah. Well, maybe we should get Idlers onto this and go make some cauliflower pizza at Idlers.
Pizzas, boom. We had last night. My wife made this buffalo. It was like it wasn't buffalo. It was like we had tacos, but I didn't eat tacos. I just had a taco bowl, and it was cauliflower instead of meat. It was delicious. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, it was like fish tacos, but cauliflower. Anyways.
Well, you can get cauliflower at when you like if you go get sushi.
Yeah.
And you make the sushi the California rolls or the sushi rolls or whatever.
Yeah.
They can substitute the rice with either crab or they can do cauliflower.
Oh, interesting.
And I've had that, and they're both delicious.
Well,
imitation crab.
Yeah, the Chipotle has that sofritas, which is I think tofu, and that's pretty good too. But no
tofu.
Okay.
Isn't tofu? That's what's in the miso soup.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The little chunks.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It's kind of bland,
like
but it's kind of I like the miso soup because it's all salty and.
Well, since we're talking food, the big food story of the day yesterday, the biggest restaurant story of in the world yesterday came out. Do you know what this is?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
The biggest restaurant?
No. Well, okay. So those of us from California know of this little burger stand called In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
Well, In-N-Out Burger announced yesterday they are going to Tennessee. So
they're pulling all their California restaurants out?
No, they're
my kids are going to be on
Tennessee.
suicide watch.
In-N-Out is moving to Tennessee. Where is this story? They, according to NPR, they are expanding across. Now they're already in Texas.
Right.
They're already in Arizona. Right. They're in Colorado.
Nevada.
I worked for In-N-Out from 1994 until 2002, off and on. And they were only in California, right? Well, they had changed, and the same family owns it.
Right.
But they've kind of evolved their model and grown over the years and expanded. And as long as they've been able to control their supply chain, that was their big thing. They always wanted to control their supply chain. And as long as they could do that, then they could continue to grow, right? So they've purchased whole companies that are their suppliers, right? And so they support them, but they're continuing to move their eastward expansion, and they're going and establishing a headquarters, an Eastern or what do they call it? Midwest hub in Nashville, actually in Franklin. So In-N-Out owner and president Lindsay Snyder, who is also the only granddaughter of founders Harry and Esther Snyder, said the company is eager to expand to Tennessee. In every decision I make, I always consider what my family would want. I have no doubt that my grandparents, dad, and uncle would be proud of the decision to grow our associate family and serve more amazing customers beginning in Nashville and the surrounding areas. Okay, so state officials who cheered the announcement said In-N-Out admin office in Tennessee is expected to be a $125.5 million investment that will create 277 new jobs in Williamson County. And so they are a company that was started in 1948 by Harry and Esther Snyder. Harry, his son ran the company when I was there and then died in a plane crash. The uncle took over, and then Harry died. And all of a sudden, it was Esther Snyder, the grandmother, who was in charge. And then she had passed away. And then Lindsay had taken over here most recently. But the company's been around since 1948. It's the best burger, fry, and shake you'll ever have, I think. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. They've gotten smaller over the years.
Smaller, yeah.
The burgers?
No.
The burgers, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, we should go back in time, get a burger.
I'll tell you,
from the 80s.
In-N-Out Burger had the best training systems, the best product.
You don't think they got
zero
smaller?
Freezers on site?
Well, no, I got that part of it, but just the size of it.
No, they've always been the same.
It might be portion controlling in California.
I think your stomach and your eyes have gotten bigger.
Could be maybe my hands. My hands have gotten bigger.
I think I had when my car broke down in the In-N-Out parking lot the other day, I had a 3-meat patty protein burger with pickles and onions and tomato. It was delicious. It was it's so tasty. So good news for Tennesseans. And I'm excited because we like to spend a lot of time in Tennessee. And one of the things that my family out there misses is In-N-Out Burger. So,
and bad news for the people in Paso Robles.
Why?
Well, because they're not getting an In-N-Out Burger.
Why would they? We got one in the Tascadero right
I
here.
know, but they don't like driving to a Tascadero.
It's 10 minutes.
We live in Templeton and we don't like driving to a Tascadero.
I go to a Tascadero every day for In-N-Out.
Well, you have to. I mean, you have no other choice.
Well, they're not going to, I don't know.
So,
Anyways.
but I think, Lindsay, if you're watching, you guys need to put one in Paso Robles because they would be very appreciative.
Can I ask you a question?
Is it good?
If you had $1.135 billion, would you buy In-N-Out Burger and make their patties bigger?
Yes.
What would you do with $1.135 billion?
I would do a lot of cool things. I would think I would buy, the poor youth sports here in Templeton, their own athletic field, that they could use that houses everything. I don't know. I don't think I'd do anything stupid. I think I would do a little dumb stuff, but I would get the hell out of here. That's for one thing.
You'd leave the Central Coast?
I would leave the Central Coast as an alternative and another place to go. I would have another place to go to.
And so where would you go?
Probably. Everywhere.
Wait, can I guess?
Montana?
No, I was going to say.
I'd buy the Yellowstone.
I was going to say Texas. Would you go to Texas?
I've been to Texas. You know what? Everywhere I go. So I'm born and raised here. So I don't get to. I never really. My parents didn't take me anywhere. They all went to great places, and I stayed home. And then when they came back home, I got one of those little flags that said Disneyland. Said.
Oh, like my parents went here.
Well, San Diego Zoo. I mean, all these. Yeah.
You never went?
I never went.
Oh my!
I always stayed with the grandparents,
dude.
So
well, I love Texas. I just love.
Depending on which part of Texas.
I love travel. I love it all.
Texas is very humid.
But $1.135 billion is what the current jackpot is for the Mega Millions, and the drawing, Eric, is tonight, right?
I believe it's tonight, yes.
Okay.
They're going to have...
How much money do you guys have on you? Can we do this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can we do this? So do you guys pick numbers or do you just let it randomly generate for you?
We could do either one.
No, I mean, what do you guys typically... Do you guys play the lottery?
No.
I don't either.
I mean, if I go and play anything, it's basically I just pick it. I mean, there used to be days to where people would do that.
Yeah.
Would sit there and pick the numbers, but I just let it randomly pick.
Should we ask?
I always feel that it's not in my favor for that to happen. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we don't want this guy to win.
We should ask the viewers what numbers we should pick.
Right there.
Can we?
Camera 3, ask them.
Camera 3. All right. Hey, viewers, Randy and I, let's go with $50.
$50.
Randy and I and Eric are going to do $50 combined and buy Mega Millions tickets.
Yeah.
What are the numbers that we're picking? That's the question.
Yeah, we should get the numbers. There's somebody in Santa Maria hit last week. Hit 5 numbers out of it.
Oh.
I think it was 5 numbers, and they got a few $100,000.
So do we know this Mega Millions? It's not just California.
I think this is the West Coast, right?
It's played in 45 states. Here we go.
Okay.
The numbers drawn late Tuesday night were 7, 13, 14, 15, 18, and 9. The new jackpot is on Friday. It's $1.135 billion. Blah blah blah. The only Mega Millions jackpot larger than Friday's prize was $1.53 billion, won in South Carolina in 2018. Okay. The largest jackpot in the U.S. to date was a $2 billion Powerball won by a single ticket in California in November. What? How come we didn't hear about that?
I know about it.
Yeah.
Who won?
James Conner.
Are you making that up?
He was from Orchid.
No.
Yeah, he's a potato farmer.
You guys are making that up. Get out of here. Well, okay, so
let's do it.
Nearly all grand prize winners opt to take cash payout, which would be $700 million. Wow. Okay.
And don't forget the curse of the lotto winner.
What's the curse?
There's a curse of the major winners of the lottery.
Okay.
That have had, death, everything.
You know what I'd do with all that? I'd buy Bitcoin.
A Bitcoin?
I don't know what I'd do.
No, you got to buy.
I'd probably just build a recording studio.
Buy Uber.
Yeah, I'd build a recording studio, and I don't know what else I'd do. I think that's all I'd want. And travel. I'd go
travel. I'd go to probably
Buttonwillow.
Buttonwillow. Yeah, you could buy some property over there. Start your whole studio over there.
Man,
start with it. Put an In-N-Out burger there.
Yes.
See,
yes.
Talk to Lindsay.
Now we're talking. I don't even know if 1.135 billion would be enough to buy In-N-Out burger.
Just one. You're just putting up your own franchise and calling it Out and In Burger.
I wonder what that company's worth. It's a private company, so they don't disclose all this information.
She's in the top 10 Fortune 500.
Wow, that's crazy.
So,
yeah.
And she's like, what, 35, 40 years old? She's not very old.
Well, she's the granddaughter.
Yeah, she's not very old.
So it's crazy.
Cousin to John Snyder from the Dukes of Hazzard.
It's one of those things where if I had that much money, I wouldn't care. Well, I should be this way anyways, but you literally could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like if you wanted to take a plane and take your pet boa constrictor, you'd be able to do that.
Wouldn't be doing that. My compassionate care, my emotional support pet.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I won't have a snake that is that either.
You heard about that, right? The lady?
Yeah.
Freaking.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
Brings the snake, an emotional support snake.
Yeah.
On her flight in Tampa.
Yeah, and that's not one of those scientific specimen under a microscope picture right there. That's a snake.
That's yeah. So she tried to get a 4-foot boa constrictor through the emergency, or what do they call it? TSA. Thank you.
TSA
in Tampa, and obviously they wouldn't let her. But yeah, I mean. I guess you could be that weird if you wanted to.
People are weird.
$1 billion.
Well, she doesn't have $1 billion.
No, she's just weird.
Yeah, she's just weird. So she's weird without the money. So, and there's a lot of people out there like that will say that they're pet rattlesnake.
Do you think money changes you, or do you think it just amplifies who you already are?
Again, it depends on the person. You know, it depends on the person of how it affects.
I got him from basically a higher position to basically getting the lottery and becoming worth hundreds of millions of dollars in a span of like overnight. It's one of his investments, right? He said that the biggest mind thing that he had to get over was the fact that all of a sudden you have all this money and now you think you're the smartest person in the world because you figured out how to get it. Right. And he goes, really, I wasn't any smarter. I just got lucky.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like he said that he went through this whole emotional journey of thinking that, oh, I'm smarter than you because I figured it out. You know,
I don't think it has anything to do with smart unless it's, you know, something from rags to riches, you know, but I mean, it's like you said, it's the luck. I mean, it's how good is your luck, you know? And then it's what you do with it afterwards.
Well, where should we buy our tickets?
I think we should buy them in different places. I think we should buy them and
mix it up.
Yes,
I don't like that.
Yeah, you got Krager's in Paso. Okay, they have their little list of their winners. I was just at the Chevron in Paso by across from Borhone.
Yep. They've
got their, you know, most recent numbers or money given out, you know, by the lottery at this location. You got Sam's place down here. Sam's Deli in town.
That's where we got to go.
I think let's go
to Sam's Deli.
We'll
I'm a fan of. It's not even Sam's Deli.
We'll go get, if we're doing $50, we can go to five places in the North County.
Okay.
5 different places. Get 10. How much are the tickets? Are they $1?
I think $5.
Oh, they're $5?
I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
Okay. Then 2 tickets.
So we'll get the tickets today. We'll report our numbers tomorrow.
But we got aren't they telling us the numbers, or are we just going to have it randomly produced?
I don't see anybody
randomly produce it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just random it.
We should pick 2 tickets out of our own numbers choices.
Yes.
Do they still do that anymore? Where you fill in the bubbles? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always behind the person in line filling the bubbles out while I'm trying to to buy my tall boy or whatever, right?
You know,
It's like,
envision this. You're in the line.
Yeah.
Okay. You're at Albertsons. Okay. You have a line over here with the lady that has, 10 items,
Yeah.
right? And then there's somebody behind there. You got somebody over here. You've got, a semi basket of like, 8 out items.
yeah.
Lady comes up behind you and says she has a thing of gum. And you're like, okay, can I get by you or whatever? You're like, I feel bad. You let her through. And then they start doing this
Oh, yeah.
and start putting out their pennies, putting out their nickels and counting out $50 worth of stuff.
You just be like, hey,
You're
just
like,
take it. I'll pay for it. Yeah.
I've done that once.
Oh, God.
Be like, I got to go. I'll
Right.
just pay for it. Put that on mine. Bye.
So funny.
All right.
Well, we've talked about a couple of things that we wanted to. We have a ton of stuff that we didn't get to today.
Ton of stuff.
We got sidetracked on a lot of things, but
You
happens.
got your, what are those?
Oh, these socks,
Dude, you're going to be in good shape if you ever
these socks were
get
they were
lost.
I was at the church. I have I have a job at the church, and somebody left these socks in my box, and it was anonymous. I have no idea who left them, but I love them. I think they're bacon on the socks. They're neon green with strips of bacon. So thank you, anonymous sock giver.
Anonymous bacon sock
I
giver.
love them. They're great.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's the show for
That's
today.
it.
Real quick, let's recap. Missing 5-year-old boy Kyle Doan. He is still out there missing. The authorities are still searching for him as of today. It looks like we're getting a break in the weather for the most part. So we are hoping and praying for a positive outcome with this situation. Kyle is age 5, short, dirty blonde hair, hazel eyes, 4 foot tall, 52 pounds. Last seen wearing that jacket, puffer jacket with a red liner and blue jeans. And so if you guys are looking for something to help and want to help in some way, there's a number of GoFundMes, I'm sure, that are online that are asking for financial support for the family during this time. But the other thing is obviously the biggest help is probably staying out of the way. I know people get this inclination to want to just get out there and fix the problem, and really, unfortunately, in these types of situations, a lot of times that hurts the problem more than it helps because it's causing increased commotion. It's tying up more resources if you get stuck out there. So just just take caution in anything that you do. I'm actually going this morning to, speaking of helping out, Echo Homeless Shelter, which you've had on the show before.
Right.
Echo Homeless Shelter is looking for donations of men's clothing items. I got an email from them last night. And so the email specifically said that they are looking for, where is it? Men's, no, I just lost it. Anyways, they're looking for men's clothing. They're looking for men's shoes, men's jackets, men's pants, men's shirts. And so I have a bunch of stuff that I was going to take into Goodwill that I'm going to just redirect over to Echo this morning. So that's what I'm doing when I get out of here today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, Randy.
Well, good show.
Yeah.
Stay safe. Stay dry.
We'll just keep an update and ear to the ground with all the stuff that continues to happen today.
There you have it.
All right.
Awesome. Have a good day.
You too.
Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County Morning Brew. And as always, we could not do this and make this happen without our sponsors, which is Escalar Wines, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Rancho Sestero Meat Cutting, Pillar Real Estate, and 805 County, so we can get them on, and we will see you tomorrow.